This evening's class, as I say, is the last one in this particular module. This particular one is called Organizing Business Information. Now, I would consider this to be the most important topic. The reason is, anytime you run a business or anytime you're involved with business, you have to have a certain amount of computer skills. And what I wanted to do in this section was really to give you a very brief introduction to what I think is one of the best tools out there that's free, so it doesn't cost anything. And not only is it free, but it works on every platform. So it'll work on your phone, it'll work on your computer, it'll work on your desktop, it'll work on a tablet of some sort. It is a universal piece. Sometimes we hear this terminology, cloud-based computing. All that effectively means is that the software for it resides not with you, but somewhere else. And if you have an internet connection, you can do all of the things that traditional software that you had to pay a lot of money for and that you needed a big computer for, you can do all those things now online. So what I'm going to do this evening is I'm going to go over all of what I would consider the pertinent tools available from Google. And the reason I picked Google is, again, everyone's relatively familiar with Google. Also, it's very easy to get access to it. And in the slides that I have online linked to tutorials for each individual component. All told, we're going to look at 13 items, and you'll always be able to find everything you've saved, no matter where you are, as long as you're hooked to the internet. Effectively, all of this dances around this issue of an administrative system. What we mean by an administrative system is, look, any business that operates right now is dealing with information overload. There is a tremendous amount of information, regardless of the trades or white collar, it doesn't matter. There's always a tremendous amount of information, and we're going to have to be able to organize that information in order to keep track of it. So how can we find a simple, efficient way to organize information that's relatively low on the learning curve? You don't have to spend hours and hours learning how to use it. Google Chrome is the best thing to run on your computer to make all this stuff work well. You'll see that it has an address bar, this gray thing here, which this long gobbledygook of thing is right here. And in that address bar, I could type in whatever I want. And I can type in two basic things in this, two broad categories. I can type in a web page, www.google.com. That's an example of a web page. Or the advantage that Chrome provides you is you don't have to find the search area anymore. The whole bar becomes a search area. So I'm going to click on it. Notice it turns blue. I'm going to look for a Ford F-150. Okay, so effectively, I am searching that. Now, you'll notice something that Google is doing here. Right down the side, you'll see here's a bunch of more specific F-150. Ford Canada, Ford Electric, Ford Accessories, Ford Raptor, Ford Decals, and so on. I can press enter on that, and it will go out, and it does a Google search for me. Okay, so the idea of having to put it in the search bar is eliminated here. You just type it right into that top menu, and that will allow that. So that makes it easier. Google came up with this idea and said, well, why should we have to go find a search bar necessarily? Let's just go out and allow people to search. Google search engine is a very good heavy-duty search engine. So here I'm just gone to the Google page, and Google is noted for being simple, right? This is a pretty minimalistic page. This is what you're looking at. Now, I typed F-150 right up here just a minute ago. I can also go to Google and type in F-150, and you'll get the same sort of thing come up, okay? And a bunch of definers right here, and it'll do that. Now, the thing is with Google, too, is it allows you can use words. You can search by voice. You can say F-150. Notice how it does that, okay? It can also... you can pick out different types of Google searches. So, for example, you can look for images. Okay, I want a picture of an F-150. Now, you can do this a couple of different ways. So here's an F-150, lots of pictures of F-150s. It'll show me, or I can click all. I can see everything there is on F-150s, pictures, stories, these sorts of things. News items on the F-150, if there were any recalls. So 2024 F-150 rumored to be hit with delays. videos on. You can shop online for these types of things, and not only is it truck, but pieces and parts. And there's all kinds of other things that you can look at there over and above. So Google's a search engine, allows you to do so many wonderful things. And as I showed you in a previous module too, you can search for a couple of things, F-150 gray. Okay. So it's not only searching for an F-150, it's searching for a gray one. So I press enter, and in the colors that come up, you'll notice here's a gray F-150. That's, again, pretty cool little feature. Now, if you're running a business and you want to find information on designs, patterns, how to help, wow, Google allows you to go out and get all of that stuff very easily. So it's a very good search engine for that sort of thing. One of the things that you can do with Google is to set up what's called a Google account. You will enter or have a password to get into your Google account. And that password will do for all of the apps as well. So you don't have to be entering multiple passwords. So for example, my password for my Google account gets me into my Google account. And how do you know I'm running a Google account here? See my little picture up here in the corner? I'm running an account. And that password that accesses me, there it is right there. That password that accesses me will allow me to go into every other thing, and it saves everything up in the cloud or online. It basically saves everything I do online, no matter what the program is I'm using, be it Google Slides, be it Google Chrome, even like all my searches are saved. Any of the Google programs, it saves them all so I can find it if I go looking for it again, okay? So that's the advantage of that. And you can have more than one Google account. For example, you'll see that I got one here. I'm manage the St. Mary's Anglican Church Facebook page, YouTube page, all these sorts of things. So I can sign in. So you can have your personal account and you can have a business account. Okay. So it's just a matter of setting those up. Now, you ask, well, how do I set those things up? Well, the mechanics of it are pretty straightforward. What I've done is I put a link here, right here, my account. And I've also got a little video that Steve Dotto has done on the Google Basics of Google account. But essentially, all you need to do is to go into my account, Google. You hit that link. Okay. You go into that link right there, and you can create an account. Now, I've got an account already set up, you see here. But when you go in and press this same thing, it will ask you for some information. Same basic stuff that all these programs ask you, where do you live? How old are you? That sort of thing. Google wants this information. They're giving you this free. They're gathering information on you. That's the downside of it. But the upside is that you get the value of all of the assets. Signing up for a Google account is relatively easy. It's no harder than signing up for a Facebook page. The next thing you want to do is Gmail. Now, you might have another mail account. You might use Outlook, or you might use Simpatico, or you might use any. You can have different email addresses, different accounts. The reason I like using Gmail is Gmail integrates well with the Google platform. Again, once I'm signed into my Google account, I can go easily and pull up my Gmail. So, in fact, here's my Gmail coming up. What Gmail does is it brings you your normal mail. It breaks it into primary mail, which is individual mail, social mail, anything that comes from LinkedIn, Facebook, or whatever. Sometimes you get that. Or promotional mail, which is advertisements. So basically, it screens my mail to say what type of mail is it. Again, very useful program, very easily searchable, and great for organizing your business. And you can customize it and the like. Next, we have Calendar, and I use Calendar quite a bit. And effectively, what it does is it is no different than writing your name on the calendar, writing some information on the calendar that you have on your fridge. Okay, so it even works the same type of way. As I say, it looks very similar to the calendar you'd have on your fridge, and you can make it look different ways. I have mine set up here on a day. Okay, this is a day. I could change it to a week. I could change it to a month. Like, okay, what is the value of this? Well, let's assume that you've got a loan to pay, which I do. I have a loan to pay on the 22nd. I put that in. That's what's called a reoccurring. So on the 22nd, essentially, I know that loan is due, and I need to make sure I got money in my bank account to pay for it. Simple as that. It also puts the various holidays in. Um, council meetings come up for me, these sorts of things. Okay, how do I put something in, you ask? I'm July. Well, I'm in July. Look here, I'm in July, June. I can cast it out. May 18th, the Victoria Day weekend. Okay, I clicked on that, and here's what I'm going to do: go camping. And that's going to be on May 18th to May 18th. It doesn't repeat. I can do a lot of things with this. I can, set up a video conferencing. I can add a location of where I'm going. Terranova National Park. Let's see if I can get that. Okay, Terranova National Park. Look, on that day, it knows where Terranova National Park is. This is in right here. And I can type some things in here. Okay, go out to the park. I could take my list of things I need to bring camping, for example. What that will do when I save that is come the 18th or the day before the 18th, actually the night before the 18th, I'll get a message on my computer that says, go camping. And if I put some information in it that I load it down here in an add description, that will come up too. So the reminder will come up to me, but it will also tell me some things that I need to do. Bring your trailer and bring some water and bring the generator, these sorts of things. For meetings and setting up meetings, and we talked about agendas and meetings there last week. This is a great way to set up your meetings. So for example, you could type your agenda in here for your meeting. You could also record the minutes in the meeting as you're going along through here. And you can share this calendar with other people who use the calendar. So for example, this could be the meeting. I could go out, and when I'm done with that, I can save it, and I can, I'll save it, and I can go out and share it with people, add guests. So effectively, other people who are in my email, who could be in the meeting, they will get that comment, and that will appear in their calendar. So I can share the calendar. So it allows for an integration. So not only am I seeing the calendar event, everybody else in the meeting or on my list here that I type in will get it as well. If you're using Google Calendar, it allows you to share information with other people and keep track of the things that you need to do and your team would need to do. So it's a very useful team tool. Next, we'll look at Google Docs. This is a Google Docs document. You should be seeing it now. And it's almost identical to Microsoft Word. Okay. And you can go into it and you can see, for example, that you can type no different than what you would any other one. You can put bold, in italics, change the font, all of these sorts of things that are standard on all word processors. And you can see that it allows you to edit. And also it indicates if you got a spelling mistake or some sort of a grammatical error, as I've done here. The little red lines indicate that there's a problem. So just go and click it and it will suggest changes to me. Again, not much more to say on it other than the fact that it is a simply powerful tool that is the same as Microsoft Word and that you can use for free. Now, let's say, for example, I wanted to share it with you. You'll see this little share up here in the corner, and this applies to all of these. I can share them to you, and I can share it, and it will come up, and it will ask me who to share it to. So I can type in a name, for example, or I can send you a link, a copy, and I'll copy a link, and I can email you that link, okay? So you would see that on your computer. If I give you the rights to it, you and I can work on it together. In other words, you can edit it as well as I can edit it. And I can watch your changes in it real time. So what this does is it allows for a group collaborative type writing. So it's very, very powerful and useful. Now, the thing is with this as well is that it's not stored on my computer. So I'm accessing it right here on my computer now, here in this room. But I could go to my office and get equal access to it. I could go halfway around the world and get equal access to it. I don't have to worry about, did I take it with me? It automatically saves to the cloud and I can access it. That is the Docs program. The next one I want to look at is something called Google Drive. Now, Google Drive is a hard disk in the sky. It allows you to store things for free up to a certain point. If you go over a certain limit, they start charging you. But effectively, it allows you to store things for free in the cloud. And all that means, that's just a fancy way of saying that you can access it from anywhere you are, provided you're hooked to the internet and you have a password for your account. You can get access to all of your files. This includes document files, such as the document that we saw there just then, or it could be slides, it could be pictures, it could be anything. Everything that you can put on a hard drive or on the drive of your computer, you can put in Google Drive. If you're familiar with computers at all and how to organize your files, you can put files in file folders. And you'll notice here that I have a bunch of file folders set up in my drive: video, Tilley family tree, proposals for work in town, resume, mortgage, occupational. So you see, I've got no different than what you would have on your computer. I can share it just like I showed you how you can share it with anyone. I can share it with someone else. And there's various levels of sharing. I can share it so you can read it only, or I can share it with you so you can edit it. So I can change from my perspective, seeing I'm the one holding the storage, I can allow you to change it. That's the Google Drive. And again, I find that super useful. Another program that I use a lot is something called Google Slides. So what Google Slides is, if you're familiar with PowerPoint at all, it is the same as PowerPoint, okay? You can do all the same things that you can do with PowerPoint in it. You can insert pictures, you can insert text, you can insert movies, you can do all of these things. So if you're at least familiar with PowerPoint, this does all of the same thing. This is a cloud-based program. Again, like the others, you can share it. You'll see up in the corner here, you will see the share option. And the share option will allow you to share it. So anyone with that link, and when I press share, I can email it to individuals, or I can get a link, what's called get a link, which means copy the link. And when I put it in the course, this is what I do. I say copy the link, and I put the link in the course. But if you're familiar with PowerPoint, you're familiar with how to use this. The other one that I wanted to show you was Google Sheets. Google Sheets is very useful for doing spreadsheets on, where you keep track of anything that you have to add up or multiply or divide. So what you're looking at here are all my Google Sheets. So effectively, these are the various spreadsheets that I have done up lately, and you can see that there's a bunch here. So here we've got this, and I've just put in some information here, so you can see, like, any spreadsheet allows you in the cells, if you're familiar with spreadsheets at all, in the cells you can put information. And as I've done here, this is some planning schedule I had last summer, so I just use it for planning purposes. And in a spreadsheet, you can type in numbers 2, 2, 2, and I can get it added up by going down here, sum, and sum, and I want to sum those three numbers, add them all up, enter, and it comes up. The sum of 2, 2, and 2 is 6. The advantage of spreadsheet, just to show you, I'm going to change that to a 5 here, and look at what happens. It automatically recalculates. Okay, so spreadsheets allow you to keep track of numbers, multiply, divide, subtract, do mathematical operations on numbers. It allows you to sort things. So for example, I've sorted these by date. right here. It's a very useful tool. So if you're not familiar with spreadsheets, I suggest that you can go out on YouTube and find out all about using spreadsheets to do what you need to do and how to use them. Once you get a handle on how to use a spreadsheet and the right formulas and the like, it's not that difficult, and you'll be amazed how powerful they are. Google program that I'd like you to look at is something called Google Photos. But sometimes in your business relies on photographs and being able to take pictures of things, how things are made, finished products and the like. And all very well and good, but what can you use it for? What advantage does this particular program give you? Well, a couple of things. What Google Photos does, it allows you to store your pictures online, so you're not going to lose them, number one. Second of all, when you hook it up to your phone, as I have done, every time I use my phone to take a picture, it gets automatically uploaded to my Google Photos. I don't have to do anything with my phone. Over time, when I come in and it hooks up to my network, it will load up all the pictures on the phone to my Google Photos, which is fantastic because I don't have to do anything, right? It more or less does it for myself. It date stamps them and puts them in a chronological order. Again, very useful for business applications. But the power doesn't really end there. The power goes on and on and on in terms of what you can do with Google Photos. So just let me hop out to Google Photos. This is what Google Photos looks like. This is what I uploaded today. Okay, so today, and you'll see that's a video, 42 seconds long. So, okay, so these are all the things that you can do. Okay, most importantly though with photos is I want to be able to find them easily. Let's say I want to be able to find a picture of something. Well, let's say the CN Tower. Okay, I just want to pick the CN Tower. And I'm going to search through my photos. What this is doing is no different than Google search, but it's just searching my photos. And it's looking through every single one of my photos to find if I have a picture of the CN Tower in there. It knows what the CN Tower is, which is amazing. But it will also find pictures of the CN Tower, hopefully. Sometimes, again, it has looked through thousands of pictures in my case, so it takes a little while. The computer is working hard somewhere in Google land. And there you go. And look, you can see pictures of the CN Tower. Now, why the two girls are there with the CN Tower? This is across. So you can see anything that has a picture of the CN Tower in it or close to the CN Tower, there it is. So I can get pictures of that, or I can get pictures of me. It knows me. And again, this might take a while. So these are all the pictures of me and my painting, for example, or my ability to paint. So these are all my pictures. And anyone else, I can think of, okay, let's think about a date. Okay, June 2015. It will pull up pictures from June of 2015. And if it's not June of 2015, it has written on it summer 2015 shows up in the picture itself. So you can see these are pictures from 2015. So it does a really good job at searching out pictures that are, you can search through pictures very, very easily. I can look for fire trucks. I can look for odd things, computers, whatever. All the pictures I took, it will scan through all those pictures and find what I'm looking for. That could be very useful for a business person if you have to go back and find some project or something like that. And again, the beauty of it all, it's free and it's easy because if you hook it up with your phone, when your phone is hooked up to this, and again, once you set up your Google account, you'll have your phone hooked up to it. It allows you to actually do all this stuff wonderfully. I can't overstress to the value of video. In today's world, people are very attracted to video. If you want to be able to get someone's attention, setting up a video or building a video is a way to go. One of the useful tools that we use for video is YouTube. Now, I showed you photos now, and I said that you can upload videos to your photos. You certainly can. Thing is, they're not accessible to the world out there. I can share them with you, but if you did a Google search out there for the pictures that I just showed you wouldn't find them. However, what YouTube does is allows you to put up videos, and they then can be shared with the world. So people can actually search them out. Now, most of us are fairly familiar with YouTube, so I'm not going to show it, but YouTube, once you set up an account with Google, you will have a YouTube channel effectively, and we call it a channel, and that allows us a space where you can upload videos. So again, YouTube, very useful tool, and you'll see my little videos. I use my YouTube page for that.